In 1980, 5 years after the official state fiddling contest began in Litchfield, Kentucky, the Grayson County Chamber of Commerce started the Fiddlin Festival to help promote and celebrate the contest. In 1983, Barbara Bernard became the festival's organizer and chairman and looked to expand the festival.
Well, we first got involved probably was about 1983. We were approached by the Chamber of Commerce at that time, and the festival itself had been going on since 1980. So there have been several groups up to then that have been doing some of the activities. So we decided to take it on, and I handled all the correspondence and everything. Everything was done definitely with electric typewriter and carbon paper, so we didn't even have computers. But we did in 1984, 1985, and then helped a lot as it went into 86. And in 84 and 85, it was on the square in downtown Litchfield. It was a huge event. The weather turned out really nice, so it was great. And the city worked with us, county worked with us, and the whole community. So we had 2 big years in town, and we decided we could take it down to the Falls of Rough, to the dam. And it was held in conjunction then with the Old Time Fiddlers Contest itself at that time. So it worked out pretty good, but as 3 or 4 years of a lot of hours spent in organizing this event, it was time to move on and do something a little different. So at that time, the Chamber, I turned everything back over to the Chamber of Commerce. They took it on. I think it maybe went another year or so, but nothing like it did at that time when we were doing it in the early 80s.
In the early years, instead of having one centralized location, the Fiddlin Festival events were spread across the county. The festival featured beauty pageants, concerts, and even a small air show. In 1984, the festival was moved to the Litchfield Square, and many more activities were added.
The biggest thing was that to get the people to come, we felt like we had to offer a lot of things for the kids, for their families. The Jack Thomas House was where the arts and crafts took place. So on that section of town, we had everything that you could think of, arts and crafts, that filled the all around the Jack Thomas House in the back lot, into the parking lot at Litchfield Deposit Bank. And from there, then we took the music, and the Glasscocks were kind enough to help us with a stage from the back of a semi-truck for both years, and we covered it, or they did. They were nice to do that for us. And then Evelyn's Flower Shop and a couple of the other shops at that time let us use electricity. Mike Biggs helped set up a lot of the music. That he had a guitar shop here in town for a while, and we just had all day of music, all kinds of music, country, western, gospel. Just a fun day. We also had a pet parade. We had gymnastics. Had I guess it was more or less gymnastics. I don't think they may have been dance, but Georgina Bennett at that time had the studio, and she had an outstanding group at that time, and they did a great show for us with all kinds of flips and turns. And then we had a couple of areas where there was just totally kids' activities. You had your little riding cars, you had your booth, you had our town celebrities, I guess you would say, our county celebrities would be on the dunking board. So that part was kind of fun because it got people interested. The Chamber of Commerce had the only actual concessions that day. We had just like hot dogs and chips and drinks and that, but it was everything went to the chamber at that time to help fund the event. We did also bring a deep freeze up and had ice cream. Some of it was really nice to do that for us. We had Ronnie York work with the car show and I can't even remember now what the actual car show club was called, but he was very, very helpful, and the club was very helpful in getting all the cars. Everyone came out, and they were set up all around. Like I said, it was phenomenal all around the square. It really was. It was a great, great event.
Live music, pet parades, gymnastic shows, and kiddie rides weren't the only events at the festival.
We started the festival on a Thursday. Like I said, we had the jam. There was always the music jam going on at Jody's. And actually the week before was the Fiddlin Queen contest because she had to, do her duties through the festival and through the contest herself. So just the Queen itself was taken a week before. And then on Thursday we have music. We did Grayson Springs, usually on Thursday with music there and a barbecue. We had some bingo tournaments going on. We had arm wrestling. And then, like I mentioned earlier, too, that we had the baking contest. We had a golf tournament. It was a very, very big event. A lot of the industry would come out, and it was always I don't know, all the holes were full morning and evening. And that was really good. We had then on Friday, and all this was even the weekend before the contest itself. When we started, the festival was always the weekend before, so that we didn't conflict with the crowds, or tried to not do that. And then we had bike rides. Had a nice bike ride. Watkins and Buckles helped with that at that time. They were riding a lot, and I'm not real sure if they still have something like that or not, as far as here the bike club taking part now or not, but we had a great ride then. We also had, again, like I mentioned earlier, on Saturday we had the parades, the pet shows, gymnastics, the music, arts and crafts, car show, kids' activities and games, and all the booths. We also had the arm wrestling contest itself was actually on Saturday, and it was actually at the courthouse. It was pretty good when you see all these big guys out there arm wrestling. We got some really good pictures of that. That was good. Jimmy Kipper was involved with setting that up. And then on Sunday, Danny and Diane Geary, they helped organize a mud bog. And if you have never experienced a mud bog, it is an event you really don't want to miss. It's quite fun because they drive their cars through the mud, and not only the cars covered with mud, but also all the people and all the spectators are pretty much covered with mud. But that was, I guess, an exciting event. That was probably it was held out to the fairgrounds, and like I said, Danny and Diane just took off with that and with the help that they had, and it was just it was funny. It was funny, and it was good weather, so they really enjoyed that.
A week-long festival doesn't come without its challenges. The festival took a lot of planning and a lot of helpers.
I had never done anything like this before, and we said yes, really not aware that the bank account was at zero, so that's always interesting, trying to get what you need with people coming and the event that you want to take place. Like I said, I went to festivals, looked at festivals, all kind of other magazines, the fair, that type of thing, and I just really promoted it everywhere. And Channel 13 was really good about, we came down for a week, and Jody Hall and I did some little spots on TV, so we got as much as we could advertising, free, everything was free. And then as the booth money came in, that kind of helped with offset some of the things, but and also with the car show, but everybody just kind of pitched in and just made it a great event. They really did. Of course, Jody Hall and Leo Mudd were very involved with their end of the contest, and the contest had been going on for several years. Joyce Mudd handled the Fiddlin Queen contest, and that's big help. We also did a beauty contest from little ones on up, and there were several people involved in that because that took place in a couple areas all around the square on that Saturday too. I had Charlotte Nichols. She helped with the arts and crafts and getting that all taken care of and helped lined out. Sarah Warren, she helped with a lot of the music, and like I said, Mike Biggs helped a lot with the music too. And just everybody. I can't think of anybody in the square, any of the business or anything, that were not receptive. The community clubs all came out and did something. We had the homemakers sponsored a baking contest, and it was awesome. We had a lot of entries, and it was taking place at the extension office. So, like I said, it was just a unique time, a lot of fun.
After months of planning, it was finally festival time. Thousands came from Grayson County and surrounding areas to enjoy the 1984 Fiddlin Festival.
Our parade was kind of a unique event in itself, as we had Melissa Forsythe, for the ones who may or may not even remember her with the news. She came down and was actually our Grand Marshal. So, that brought in, the parades always bring in a good crowd, and, the morning of the event on Saturday actually started out with a big crowd and just kind of worked its way in and out through the day. Big crowds, because by having it on the square and totally blocking off the square, which, as I think that it had never been done before, so, I had to do the meetings with the city and the county, and, they were, like I said, very helpful and do drawings and everything. So, you had the ones that, okay, we come to town and town's blocked off, but after they saw the area and how big the area and the many, many things that were going on, and they were very receptive, very receptive. People definitely enjoyed the music of the day and just came out and enjoyed everything that was going on.
Through all the preparation and the festival itself, Barbara had a few favorite things.
I like to organize different things, so that part was good. But actually seeing it all come together on Saturday, for the main event on Saturday, and seeing the community and the county and everybody just kind of come out and have a good time, it kind of paid off your work. And of course, when the festival was not operating in the red anymore, that was even a lot easier for the next year or so, that we kind of got things rolling a little easier.
Following the successful 1984 Fiddlin Festival, Barbara Bernard organized the 1985 festival, which grew to cover the entire Litchfield Square. She then helped transition the festival back to the Grayson County Chamber of Commerce in 1986.